Okay, welcome everybody. It's Techie here. I'm here with my buddy Shwan, and we've got another exciting topic for all of you. If you don't know who we are, you should check out our first video, which was all about robo-influencers and AI. But Shwan, give a 10-second pitch of what you're all about. I'll give a 10-second pitch about myself, and then we'll get right into the topic. Go ahead, Shwan.
I'm Shwan. I tell creators and brands everything to say in their videos and stopped counting the views I've helped them generate after 3 billion in 2020. Now I manage TikTok's largest US streamer and a few other creators, but I don't know. I live off of this stuff, so just happy to be here and help.
And I'm Techie. I am a consultant when it comes to tech. So if people have ideas of how they want to take their tech life, so it could either be something like they happen to have an elder parent and they want to get it to the next level, or it's a case where they have a business and they need support. One of my clients, for example, is building a WordPress site, but they didn't want somebody to build the WordPress site for them. They wanted to build the WordPress site with me. So that is a rare thing to go in to find people that are actually going to teach you and train you about tech. Let's get into some of the questions. One of the things that has gone a little bit viral right now is a person named QT Cinderella. And I wanted to start with that because a lot of you are sitting there and you might not know who QT Cinderella is. More of you might know of a different YouTuber named Ludwig. And Ludwig is becoming a very famous YouTuber. He's even won Streamer of the Year and other things. And the thing that's fascinating about QT Cinderella is that as soon as you refer to QT Cinderella as Ludwig's girlfriend, everything changes. Everybody's all of a sudden like, oh, okay. They give her more respect. But that's a problem in a way. So how do influencers handle the pressure of maintaining a perfect image on social media and being spouses of each other, or even somebody who happens to be married or is dating somebody who's an influencer and vice versa? Have you experienced any of that with any of your clients?
Never publicly because the internet's weird. Like maintaining that perfect image is a drain, but I will say like the more viral you are, the more harsh and critical people are of you. And I know there's something I really want to touch on, like kind of about how people view creators the bigger you get. And I think it's eye-opening, but yeah, I don't want to jump too far into anything if you have like something you want to finish this thought with too.
No, what I wanted to finish the thought is that essentially what's fascinating is Cutie Cinderella has her own personality, her own screen. And literally what the internet has done is that they've gone in and Ludwig is doing his normal gameplay or whatever he's doing on the stream, happens to mention something like he's hungry. So what do people do? They leave Ludwig's stream, they go to QT Cinderella's stream and they say, hey, Cutie, get Ludwig a sandwich.
Yeah, it's messed up, but I think just to give an idea of like why do people act the way they do to these creators, like not everyone understands that the tone of comments towards you shifts the more views that you get, and it becomes way harsher and way more critical the bigger you are, because people don't think they're actually going to get access to you. So it may be demoralizing for her, but like that's part of the job of being an influencer. And I think the example is if you get like 5 views on one of your videos and someone comments on that video, they're probably speaking directly to you. Like, hey, good job. Like, oh, I don't really like this. You know, it's directly at you. But once you get like 5 million views on a video, comments start turning into this person is a fucking idiot, or like something like about you, or like, does this person really think that I'd like something like this? Like they never expect you to actually respond. So people are way harsher. And then when you do respond, they're like, oh gosh, so that you're real, like you actually saw me. So it comes from a place of loneliness. And I like Cutie Cinderella, like I don't watch her that much. Like Ludwig is at one point was the largest Twitch streamer in the world. Now he switched to YouTube because it pays better, just for everyone here who wants to know. But like, yeah, that's what you get in the influencer world. Like people are harsh, the more viewers you get. So it's an interesting take. Like And I know when I have videos that get like 5 views or 5 comments, people are like way nicer. But once you start getting like 50,000 comments a post, 100,000, like 300,000 per post, like people are extremely critical of you because they can just get away with it, they think. But yeah, we see it all. So that's definitely a struggle.
The reason why I wanted to bring it up especially is because he was mentioning the hardship of swatting.
What happens is it's a viewer of some kind that wants to prank the streamer. This used to be just like they would send pizzas to your house or something, you know? And then
while you're live, they get to see the reaction.
Yeah. And so what happens is a viewer will call the police. They will fake a threat of some kind. They'll have gotten the streamer's address. They fake a threat. They usually say they're holding someone hostage or they have a bomb.
She's streaming and she now sees a laser pointer that's pointing at her stomach. And now it's like, okay, what do? Do you continue streaming? What's going on? You shut off the stream. And the second time this happened to her, Ludwig was streaming a 30-day marathon. She didn't sleep every single day. And then the day she finally decided to sleep, that's when it ended up being a case where essentially they got swatted again. And when they got swatted, she's sitting there and she's like, oh my goodness, I can never go to sleep again because I don't know if I'm going to be swatted. And the other fascinating thing is that during this marathon video segment that was taking place, because Ludwig was just trying to stream a elongated time, she noticed, okay, she's getting swatted right now. So, and Ludwig was asleep. She stopped the stream.
I walk into his stream room, I turn off his stream. That's what I do because he's sleeping. Yeah. It's a subathon. So I just walk in as casually as I can. I just turn off the stream.
And then once everything was resolved, they had to figure out what was going to happen. So when they restarted the stream, she had to go and make up a reason why, she accidentally hit a button or something like that to stop the stream, but they figured out how to go and get that back up and running.
We get inside, Ludwig goes back to his stream. We have to pretend like it's normal. Okay, you can either talk about it and say, hey, we got swatted, this isn't okay, and that person wins. They're validated, they've collected
That's what they want.
That's what they want. Or you don't talk about it and they don't know if they did it and so they keep doing it. But you do talk about it, copycats.
Yeah.
You don't talk about it, people keep trying. So it's this weird, you don't know the right thing. And so at this point in our career, we're not talking about it. And so Ludwig, as soon as he can, goes back on his subathon. I'm with him, and it's Easter, and I have this Easter basket, which I made for him, and I was like, sorry, I was trying to surprise him with the Easter basket. I hit the wrong chord, sorry. And like my face is all puffy because I've just been sobbing and having a panic attack and whatever. And that gets posted on LSF when I ended the stream. Live stream fails. It's a Reddit that is the worst, of course. And it's a hate thread about Cutie Cinderella is such a jealous girlfriend. She turned off his stream because she needs attention. She's such an attention whore. Like, because they don't know we got swatted. Yeah. They think I just went in there and turned off his stream because I'm a bitch. Because of course.
What, you want to ruin his streak or something?
Of course. Because that's the only thing that could be going on.
So as a result, there's all these Reddit comments that are sitting there and saying about how jealous she is of Ludwig. At the same time, they didn't want to give satisfaction to these swatters that went and sent all of these military people that could have killed them easily when it came to that. So that's where it's like you decide you want to be an influencer, but there's a lot more that comes with that particular decision, especially if you're someone that's streaming consistently.
I'll touch on that. I know there's that one streamer or just guy like Aiden Ross. He talked to someone who swatted him because he got swatted like 4 times in a week. And the kid who had swatted him, it was like maybe a young teenager. He was like, no, you were going to be fine, bro. Like, don't worry. Like, you were always going to be fine. And it was just like this total disconnect from reality of like, yo, guns were pulled on this guy who has armed security with him already. Like, there could have been a shootout and he died because of a joke. And it's pretty serious to, like understand like, yeah, people want to like get you. But I think there's a bigger thing that probably is more applicable to everyone here. And it's that like viewers just want to connect with you. And I manage people who get about like 5 to 10 times the average conversion rate from viewer to follower. And I think it's because we look at content as people just wanting an escape or someone to look to help them in their own life. And a saying I always say is as a content creator, you aren't telling your story as much as you're helping your audience find and tell their story through you. And that's true influence. So a lot of these people, they just want to like be connected, and they don't know how to actually express it. So they will call a bomb threat on your house, which is fucking terrifying. That's the swatting thing. But also, like, you know, that's why you got to be super careful with how you get seen, where you get seen. I live stream outside all the time with TikTok's largest US live streamer. I will rent on Peerspace or Airbnb, usually Peerspace because it's hourly. I'll rent venues, multiple, for a live stream. And yeah, we might spend like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a stream, but we'll gain all the followers, growth, whatever we need, like 100K followers an hour. So there's ROI there. But more importantly, we're not doxing where we live. Like, yeah, people know we're in LA, but they don't see our house. They don't see anything outside. So it really does, like, the doxing thing, like, to keep it applicable for everyone again, it really comes from your viewer wants to connect with you. And a lot of people don't have the social skills to know how to do that. So like, pushing your product isn't always the thing people want. They just want connection. And if they find it through swatting you, so be it.
And here's the thing that's fascinating, because I know a lot of people, and I'm getting like some messages and stuff like that, thinking that when they heard the topic, they thought we were going to be talking about how influencers are facing challenges in terms of monetizing their content. But essentially, it's like, this is even deeper than that as far as struggles that happens, because there's a mental struggle. But no one really talks about the mental aspect. They'll go and they'll see information about Logan Paul messed up, or this person messed up, or that person messed up, not necessarily recognizing the human component. Granted, there is a point where you do it so many times and you're like, okay, you might technically be a bad person, especially if you're messing with your audience. But essentially, as far as ethical concerns, when it comes to dealing with your audience, how do you go and make it so it's not such a struggle, so you can actually enjoy the creativity process and not sit there and just be like, I want to be an influencer one day. Oh no, I'm an influencer now, and what do I do with my stuff?
No, people have died from getting swatted.
Yeah.
The amount of trauma that you're creating from this prank it's not simple. It's not haha funny. It's miserable. You're changing people's lives as they know it. Like, I don't know when I will be the same. I don't know when I will be able to sleep through the night. I don't. And the option is quit your job, move, do this. And it's like, wow, how can you live with yourself and do something like that? Cause haha funny. I don't know. And that's just what happens in this industry.
Well, I guess like all these challenges go hand in hand, like the financial issues and like community-based issues. Like, you build your community around how you can survive and like financially keep this thing growing. So let's even start with that. So I guess if people wanted to know more about like that, they get that in this conversation. But the challenges with the finances, again, nobody understands how to call to action. Like, if I host a live stream, every 30 seconds to 1 minute, I'll say like 10 words of, hey, make sure to follow me. It really helps me out. Thank you. Right? So like that on one end, people don't know how to effectively ask for conversion. And then when it comes to reaching out to brands, like, they're not actually sending out 50 to 60 emails a day in the hopes of landing something. They'll send like 5 a month and call it quits. So that's one thing that I think it differs between people who actually monetize and people who don't, because I pay my rent off this. Like, we'll shoot out like on a bad week of outreach, like 50 emails in one day. So that's one thing. But I guess the other part being like the community end. Again, nobody cares about actually building a community. They care about like, I don't know, just like vanity metrics or like landing some brand deal and not actually fulfilling it with substance. So I don't know, man. I could ramble about it forever, but I think most creators are like subpar. Like, they really don't know how to create in a way that invites users to keep showing up, to learn, to create more community with you. So that I think is a big struggle, and I might have lost track of where the question was going. But yeah, that's where I want to take it.
Good. Sometimes it's good to go and do that. And on that note, we should probably thank our sponsors, right? Well, in this case, the sponsors are all of you that have been giving us hearts. So thank you for that. And once again, Shwan put out his first subscription material. You should definitely check that out. Subscribe to him. If you subscribe to me, you'll be able to join us in our exclusive audio room where you can actually ask Shwan some questions directly, or if there's anything you want to talk to me about, that's available as well. At some point, we are going to get sponsorship for this. And that is going to help improve this entire system. But that's the idea, is that influencers, when they start out, they're literally handling pressure of constantly having to create new content, and the imposter syndrome of just thinking about in general of, oh my goodness, I don't have the best camera right now. My Zoom's not working. Do I have my audio set up properly, et cetera, et cetera. Why don't you talk a little bit about that before we go into closing?
So just so I get it straight, like imposter syndrome about like audio and like technical stuff?
Just imposter syndrome of me, an influencer?
I mean, yeah, you shouldn't feel like one. Like it's a thankless job. Most people just want to take from you. Like I'm not gonna give a really good answer. Like most of the creators I work with, we won't call ourselves influencers, no matter the scale of our impact. It's just like a foreign term. So I guess that's a struggle. Figuring out your own identity through this and not feeling cringe. And like, I always revert to the live streamer aspect because I think that's the future of content. And I know I've grown more followers in an hour than you could grow off of a post via live streaming. So I say like, dude, most of these people are just so like money hungry, or like, it's just cringe as hell that, I don't know, man. That I think is the big struggle. There's no true identity of like what is an influencer these days. It's so much of like just, oh, I see this thing that's trending, I'm gonna do it because I know I can take money from little kids that are using their parents' credit card. So I don't know. I just want to get that off my chest too.
No, I love that. All right, it's time for final thoughts. This is where I basically tell Shwan, can you recap what we learned today? What should the audience take from what we discussed, so that they have a deliverable that they can utilize before we go into our exclusive room?
The struggle is real. I guess the scale of what you have to do to like actually land monetizable like revenue streams, it's pretty high. So for me to pay rent off of live streaming, like we might live stream a couple hours a day, and that might be in 2 separate sessions, 3 separate sessions. So what is that, like 30 days a month, 60 times, 90 times a month that we're live streaming? Like the amount of times that you go out and actually email a company before you land one for a brand deal, you might have to do it for a week, and it's 50, 60 emails a day. But you'll land a few, and then you could be making 20, 30,000 a month. Like that's what I do in bursts. And then I'll just stop working for like a few months and just like coast off of it. So I think my struggle that I want to talk about is people are inauthentic and they don't understand the real scale of what it takes to do this. And I can say that because I pay rent off this, and that's like the biggest thing. Like, can you survive off what you do? So I hope that's helpful. And if I like am not a good storyteller, y'all just hit me in the DMs. I know they fixed DMs now, so if you like click my profile and you click the arrow or the paper airplane thing, like you could actually hit me with questions. But like genuinely ask me shit. Like give us stuff to talk about, and I think that'd be super helpful on my end.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Shwan, for joining us. If you'd like to join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, go on Fanbase. That's fanbase.app. You can check out the Fanbase app. It's got multiple verticals, from a TikTok element to a Reels element, et cetera, et cetera. So go to fanbase.app. You can actually monetize your content, which is absolutely incredible. We are going to go into our exclusive room right now. That way we can answer your questions. Along with that, we're going to workshop out what we are going to discuss next week.
Do this room every week. What, this time at 5 PST, 8 p.m. Eastern, like 4:30, something like that, right?
Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern, yes.
All right. I genuinely appreciate everyone that's here. So like we'll be here next week, same time, and much love. Hopefully we see you in the other room.
All right. Thank you everybody for joining us, and we will see you next Thursday.
Yay.